What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Big 4 and 3 in the building, a.k.a. Marsco and Marsco Media, the hottest thing to come out of Western Mass since basketball. If you ain't heard about me yet, you're going to hear about me. But to my left, I got a man who doesn't even need an introduction, but I'm going to give it to him anyways. I'm sitting here with the one, the only, you might know his voice, GMoney.
GMoney the Prince. I gotta come up with a fire-ass tagline since you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Hottest on the 413 since basketball. Sheesh.
I be working on it, man. But as this being your first time on Marsco Media, welcome to the channel, my man.
Thank you so much for having me. You know what I mean? It's usually me on the other side of the interviewing, so it's nice to be here.
I'm glad to wear the interview hat for today, you know? I'm glad. So, who are you? Like, to the people who don't know who you are, my man.
Radio personality, GMoney the Prince. Most people are gonna know me from a time on Hot 937, man, and then especially because I put my focus, pretty much people could say I dedicated my career to actually helping up-and-coming artists try and get to that next level, you know what I mean? From things when I was doing like the Friday Night Spotlight, interviewing, putting artists on Friday nights, and then it turned over into what we're still doing now. Well, not me. Well, DJ Michi is carrying on that torch, you know what I'm saying? It's called the Up Next Show. So, you know what I mean? Amazing platforms that we had there. And then, obviously, I took it with the showcases around here, putting artists on tours, putting them bringing them to South by Southwest with me, All-Star Weekends, all type of different things, you know what I mean? It was just about, I feel like artists from, whether it's CT, Mass, wherever it is, they have the talent, they just don't have the information and the opportunities. Mm-hmm. So I was just trying to do my best to provide that, to get them to that next level, you know what I'm saying?
That's amazing. We definitely need more people like that, because like you said, like, there's a lot of people who have the talent, but they don't know how to get there. They don't know how to make the connections. They don't know how to get that network. And that's also why we need great events like this today. Yeah. So thank you for doing the hosting for that, man. And how did you get into working for like 93.7 and just being in that field in general? It seems like a niche field, you know?
It does, man. And I'll be honest with you, my story's a little different. Mine's kind of like a story of luck. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Truly. Because when I was in college, I didn't go to school for radio, communications, none of that other stuff. You know what I mean? But a good friend of mine, a basketball teammate from high school, was actually working at the station just doing sales. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when he saw me one weekend up there, I was in Providence. You know, that's where I played basketball, went to college. You know what I'm saying? He saw me up there that weekend. He was like, yo, what you doing after school? I'm at the station now. Come and work. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then I was like, oh, shit, I got to do an internship. Let me see what it's about. Mm-hmm. So I started over there as an intern. I was doing promotions, street team, all that stuff. And then I was the first intern to actually crack the radio without even going to school for it. They literally taught me on radio how to do radio, which is kind of like unheard of. So, you know what I mean? Mine's one of a story of luck and just being like a good person. And that's why I always tell people, no matter what you do, you know what I'm saying? Just try and be a good person, aside from being good at what you do. And people always go the extra mile and show you that love because, you know what I'm saying, they don't mind messing with you personally, you know what I'm saying? And I'll always help you out with what you're trying to do professionally, you know what I'm saying?
That's amazing. So obviously, like, everything you do is a skill. So do you feel like from your first time being on the radio to who you are today, you feel like you had a massive improvement?
Oh, hell yeah. Because like I said, man, I wasn't a person that even cracked it, you know what I mean? Most people go to school for communications or at least do college radio or some type of smaller radio, build up their skill set to then get to that major stuff, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a person that never played, you know how people are never played football, but they're basketball players, and all of a sudden they could be a tight end in the NFL. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of like one of those stories. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, he ain't played Pop Warner, he ain't played high school, none of that stuff, and now all of a sudden he in the league. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like me, man. I didn't play I didn't do none of the steps to get to the major level. I just got lucky because I knew the right person. I had a good personality. People was messing with me, and it was like, yo, we need to put you on the radio. So
that's amazing.
I wish I had some type of background or training. You know what I mean?
So speaking more about that, man, like, and on the radio side, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Hartford and Springfield. I'm a little bit different. Okay. Let's say I'm an Orange kid, right? I have 4 brothers from my mom. None of us grew up in the same city. Mm-hmm. None of us was born in the same city, none of that stuff, you know what I mean? So a lot of people know me from Hartford. They'll know me from Springfield. This is where my dad is. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My dad, whole family side. I'm a Bass. So if you know a Bass up in Springfield, related to me, it's 1,000 of us. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then, then aside from that, I was raised by my grandmother. You know what I mean? So then there's the Georgia in me as well. So, but if somebody asks that question, I always say Hartford and Springfield.
Yeah, it sounds like you've been all over the place. So like me personally, like I'm from right here pretty much. I live in Chicopee, but I got family down in Georgia as well. So I know about that country living as well, my man.
You gotta love it, dog. Exactly. That's where we all come from. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And honestly, before you get out of here, do you have any words of inspiration for anybody who's doing something, like even for someone like me? Like you said, I'm 21. I would love to do what you're doing one day. You see me out here with the cell phone, with the camera, you know, I'm hustling.
I see it. And it's amazing, man, because I thought you were here just doing this. And then I saw you get introduced and you go up there and perform and you put crazy energy into it and stuff like that. And I was like, he's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you're not just going at it one way. You know what I'm saying? You're coming into this thing like, oh, okay, I'm perform. I do interviews. I got the camera. I got all this other stuff. So you already on your way because you're not banking on one thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to make it. You know what I'm saying? But you're doing like 8 different things to try and get there. Aside from one people, it's just trying to get in the door just one way.
Exactly.
And if you're just trying to be an artist, oh, guess how many artists there are in your city?
A million.
Now multiply that by how many there are in the state. Then multiply that how many are in New England, the East Coast, the country, the world. You know what I mean? So what are you doing to separate yourself to stand out? You know what I mean? A&R once told me, he was like, yo, G, you know, since I've been following you and seeing what you've been doing with the local artists and all that, I could easily say that Connecticut got the talent to blow. But, excuse me, we'll have the same problem in Springfield, Hartford, all that other stuff. People just don't believe anything that a lot of people from here say, right? Because when you think of Connecticut, you think of, you know, rich, you know, white people, things like that. You don't really think of drugs, shooting, murder, you know, Hartford, New Haven, Bridgeport. They don't think about that. They just think about the rich parts. You know what I'm saying? It's Greenwich, exactly. Right, exactly. Springfield has that same problem. You know what I'm saying? Awesome. That's just where basketball was created. Nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Nothing else, you know what I mean? So it's going to take you to do a little bit more than the norm. You just can't come out here and just rap just like anybody else. They honestly told me, they was like, yo, we could just get somebody from Brooklyn, right? That's talking the same shit. Might not even be as talented, but because they're from Brooklyn, they'll believe what they're saying.
Exactly, and then they'll have and the thing too, I see with those kind of places like Brooklyn or like just anywhere, like honestly New York, it's just like it's so close to us that everybody just gets behind them, you know? Like it's one rapper a year. Don't worry about that, like, but it's one rapper a year that they just get behind and like they're pushing, you know? So like, how do you think we can get more things like that to happen over here?
There's more people in the boroughs of New York City than there is in all state of Connecticut. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just like, game. It's a numbers game. It's a lot easier. Like an opportunity game like in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're lucky enough to get your song to blow and they put it on the radio, V103 or Hot or any of those stations up there, there's so many people in the industry there, you know what I'm saying? So many labels down there, everything that could be like, oh, what's this new hot song? Oh, this was tearing up the streets? This was tearing up the club and the radio? Oh, who is this? I'm going to go try and sign them first. That's all it takes in Atlanta because it's Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We don't have those opportunities here. You know what I mean? So you got to go above and beyond and, you know what I mean, pretty much be perfect just to even get a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Just to get the chance.
Just to even get the chance. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So we're going to really have to find a Nelly that pop for St. Louis. We're going to have to find the Drake that put Toronto on. We're going to have to do that because once we get one, then everybody's going to come and look and say, hey, if he was there got to be some more. And then I feel like the floodgates will open. But it just starts with that one.
That's awesome. My last question for you to get out of here. I know it's cold. You know, we out here.
I'm outside. We don't get cold.
We don't get cold. Real ones don't get cold. But
lying like a mother. Freezing. Hurry up.
I got you. I'm quick. What was like one of the coolest experiences you got to do through like your radio job or just connections of being in this field?
I could easily be cliche and say all the big time artists I met and all that other stuff, you know what I mean? But people that really know me know that it really didn't matter that much to me. What the cool thing to me is the fact that I use my popularity to give back. You know what I'm saying? To do what I have done for the artist that's trying to make it. But more importantly, man, I'm also the spokesperson for Connecticut Against Violence. You know what I mean? So going inside these schools, doing these programs, talking to these kids, trying to get them off the streets, trying to change their lives, letting them know, man, no matter where you're from, man, Hartford, New Haven, Bridgeport, Springfield, Worcester, you know what I'm saying? Boston, it don't matter, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to get away from that negative and make something positive out yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I respect, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Drop the social media and you can run away. I know. Get that way. Drop that social media, boss.
Hey, man, it's your boy GMoney the Prince, man. Instagram, everything is GMoney_MNE. Straight like that. Money Nim Entertainment, man. GMoney the Prince. Y'all know what it is.
Bow. Marsco Media. We out of here. That's December ShowCase. Boom.
Triple